10 years ago, I had to take naps on the gym floor between clients just to make it through the day. Now I wake up with tons of energy and I get more done in a day than I used to get done in a week. So in this video, I'm going to share with you why most high performers are tired and exactly what you can do about it. If you don't know me, my name is Andrew Martin. I'm a human biologist and a coach, and I've helped hundreds of high-performing clients optimize their health. And one of the biggest challenges, if not the biggest challenge that I hear from my clients, is that they feel tired all the time. They either struggle to get out of bed in the morning or they crash really hard midday. And then they're less present with their family, they don't want to play with their kids, they struggle to be productive at work, they don't enjoy their hobbies the same way they used to, and so on. So why are most people so tired? Well, the obvious answer is that most people sleep like shit. 33% of Americans sleep less than 7 hours. Now, I'm not going to dive deep into sleep here because I'm actually going to do an entirely separate video on optimizing sleep in a couple weeks. But if you're sleeping poorly, it's going to be very difficult to have good energy. That said, there are tons of people who sleep 7 to 9 hours and still don't have good energy. So what is really going on here? Well, the truth is, there are tons of things internally that can cause fatigue. If you type chronic fatigue into Google, you'll get thousands and thousands of search results showing diseases, disorders, and deficiencies that can cause fatigue. Not helpful. But I've ran comprehensive testing on hundreds of high performers, and I can tell you that there are some major commonalities. Number one is hormone imbalances. Low testosterone, low DHEA, and chronically high or low cortisol are typical for people who struggle with energy issues. The problem, though, is hormone imbalances are usually a product of another issue. They're responsive to something. Of course, there's some degree of natural decline with things like testosterone, where as you get older, it will go down naturally a little bit, but it seems to be less significant than we thought. And there are certain people who are fantastic candidates for hormone replacement. But if there's another issue causing hormone imbalances, then hormone replacement is not only going to be ineffective, it's going to be flat out dangerous. Okay, so there are hormone imbalances for sure that can cause energy issues. Number two is inflammation. Think about this as people who have an autoimmune disorder like lupus or MS or rheumatoid arthritis. They are generally very fatigued, and that is because they are highly inflamed from their immune system over-responding and being in overdrive. So inflammation impacts energy in a few ways. First, it'll drive hormone imbalances like we just talked about. But second, and to fully understand the story here, we need to understand how energy is created in the first place. So let's do a quick throwback to high school biology. And you might remember something called the Krebs cycle or the citric acid cycle and the electron transport chain. Basically, inside the mitochondria of the cell, these processes happen and they take nutrients and turn it into ATP, which is what our body uses for energy. We need ATP for things like muscle contraction and brain function. Our immune system also requires a ton of ATP, okay? Now, our bodies are very smart machines designed to preserve energy. So, if there is a ton of energy needed for something, it will divert resources from other non-essential functions to whatever is the most important in the moment. For example, when you're exercising, energy is diverted away from digestion to give more energy toward muscle contraction, okay? And this is why we don't want you, eating close to a workout, a big meal. Now, you might be saying, why the heck do I care, Andrew? Well, it turns out when you are inflamed, your immune system is spending a ton of ATP. Okay? Inflammation equals immune system is spending ton of ATP. And energy will be diverted from non-essential processes like muscle contraction to give your immune system the resources it needs. This is going to hinder your motivation to do physical activities like play with your kids, hit the gym, have sex, and it will also impact brain function and reduce focus and productivity. So, inflammation is a huge piece of the puzzle. The next question becomes, what is causing inflammation? And that's a really tough question to answer because it can be coming from so many things: toxic exposure to heavy metals, environmental toxins, processed food consumption, overtraining, under-recovering, gut infections, bacterial overgrowth or infection, food reactions. The list is super long. And I would be here for days just going through it with you. And this is exactly why I do a comprehensive assessment on my clients where I look at 600 biomarkers and 1,200 data points, because your standard 19 biomarker panel at your annual physical does not cut it when it comes to figuring out the problem here. And usually the result is, well, everything looks normal, right? So that's number two, inflammation. Number three is passion and purpose. I used to have none of these. And I can tell you firsthand that if you wake up and you hate your life on a daily basis, there is nothing you're going to do from a biochemical standpoint that's going to fix the problem. And on the flip side of that, when you wake up and you look forward to working, to making an impact, to spending time with your family, and you get into a state of winning, it is really hard to not have energy. You're going to have a lot of it when you're in a constant state of feeling like you're winning in life. So with all that said, what can you do to virtually guarantee that you increase your energy? First, if you can afford to do so, get a comprehensive assessment done with somebody that you trust. It's really the only way to pinpoint the issue. And I think about this as like checking my body's KPIs, right? In your business or in the department you lead, you might track leads, click-through rate, close rate, customer LTV, things like that, right? Metrics like that, so you can make the right decisions to drive growth without guessing. Well, we need to do the same thing with our body KPIs for our health. And if you're interested in doing that with me, check out the link in the description. I have a whole video that walks you through the process A to Z of how we help our high-performing clients optimize their health by, going through a comprehensive assessment, identifying their body KPIs, and getting customized protocols. But let's say that we didn't have an assessment here, right? Here are the first 3 things that I would do. First, I would cut out anything that would be driving inflammation for 30 days, okay? Alcohol, processed food, very high intensity workouts. And instead, I would focus on eating mostly lean proteins, veggies, and some starchy carbohydrates surrounding my workout. I'd also focus on doing more low intensity movement like walking, right? Personally, I'd be shooting for 8,000 to 10,000 steps because we know that will increase testosterone, which we know increases people's energy. Second, I would do anything to support my gut health, right? Gut health is critical and is often where most of the inflammation is coming from. It can be tricky if we don't know what your gut microbiome profile looks like, but in general, you want to get enough fiber, eat some fermented foods, hydrate well. Those are some basics that could usually help people unless they have very specific problems. Okay? And third, I would follow what I call the win the day formula to work toward building an energetic mind. The win the day formula goes as follows. Each morning, you write down one thing that you're grateful for and your top 3 priorities for the day. 1 for your health, 1 for your relationships, and 1 for your business or career. These are your non-negotiables for the day. Then at the end of the day, you write a short reflection on what went well and what could have been better. The idea here is to manufacture small wins into your life and create a state of momentum, a state of winning. And I promise you, when you start to feel like you're winning in your health, your relationships, and your career, you will have more energy. I hope this video was helpful. I just see tons of people struggling with their energy, and I know how hard it can be to feel like you've got nothing left in the tank to give. So these are the main issues I see. Of course, everyone is different, and your issue might be something completely different. So keep that in mind. And if you are looking for a more comprehensive approach to increase your energy and optimize your health, and you want to check out the process that I use with myself and I use with my high-performing clients, watch the video linked in the description. It walks you through the whole process A to Z. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one.